From your research, from your ways of thinking, from neuroscience, how do you deal with that question? Is consciousness entirely physical?
Oh no, I have to disagree. I'm not sure it's physical at all. So what I mean is that I think actually we've been hoodwinked for hundreds of years to reverse what we know. So if we're really going to be empirical about what we can actually know about the outside world, the physical world, we better at least first say that the only thing that we are aware of, that we can know, is what we experience. That's all we got.
Sure.
That's it. So first, consciousness, right? Then we have to start asking questions like, is this real? Is this real? Was this real? Right? Is the physical world real? How much of the physical world can be explained as a mechanism that's produced by consciousness? That's to me the more rigorous, scientifically, empirically motivated question. But we've been turned around to learn that, well, we can't be sure about this thing that we have called consciousness, but we know that this is here. We know this chair is here. Right. For sure the chair is there. Right. But this consciousness thing, who knows? Right. It's completely backwards in terms of the actual amount of information we have, right? The actual information that we have, really, the fundamental piece of information we have is that consciousness exists. Everything else is extrapolated. I have
an inner experience, but...
Yeah, that's the only piece of information we really have. Everything is extrapolated from that. So it's a backwards question. So that's where I sit on it. I am feeling like this whole how do we explain, how much of consciousness can we explain with the physical world is bizarre. It's a bizarre question. The world is that we will never, because consciousness is primary, we will never explain, if that's what you mean by explain, consciousness that way. The only way we will get to a place where people understand the relationship between brain and consciousness is when we acknowledge consciousness as primary, because it demonstrably is, right? The most rigorous scientific test is just to ask, really, what information do I have about the universe? All I have is that I'm conscious. That's all I have. Everything else, I'm inferring, right? So that will always be there. So we have to explain that. So to me, that's what the explanation has to come from, start with consciousness. You can't go the other direction because that doesn't explain the first.